Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to some of you, and peace out to the rest of you. Hit the share button because the message is more important than the messenger. So I'm sitting up here inside of a pizza spot. This is a shopping run. I finished my groceries, and I first let me thank Imam Irby. Assalamu alaikum, Akh. Thank you so much for coming through on that Cash App. I want to thank Gail at Night for how often she has come through. I want to thank MLR for the number of times he has come through. I really, really do appreciate that. Last month, the salaries at my job were more than normal. And you guys, the help that y'all sent made a dent in what was left on my shoulders. Now, right now, I'll be good till payday, inshallah. I will just make it, though. Had it not been for you all's help, I would not have made it until the next payday. And it's not because I'm wasting money. I buy food. And tickets to go and visit my wife when I have time off. That's it. So y'all actually got me over, and I appreciate that. I mean, got me to the finish line. Now I thank y'all from the bottom of my black heart, from the depths of my black mind, and I say this even to all the others. So getting to this, let me tell y'all this about Keke Palmer and her baby daddy. I don't buy it for a minute. Crimson Cure said something when Alicia, who refused to go to the Cheesecake Factory with Sanjay, even though that's the only place they could go because she was late for the other reservation. What a stanky tail. Sat up and said, yeah, I would consider a second date with Sanjay. And Crimson Cure said, in response to this, he should not go on a second date with her. She is agreeing to go only so that she can turn around and find fault with him later on. She doesn't want it to end on that particular note where she screwed up. She fumbled. That's true. I don't even know why she posted it, actually, because she put the video up. She started to record and try to make him look bad, and she wound up finding out he had boundaries. And she still posted the video. I'm not really sure what made her do it. Maybe she thought it was going to be a skit, or maybe she already planned to say, girl, it's a skit. And she had a friend to say that too, and maybe the friend really believes it. In any case, let me tell you this. Crimson Cure said that she's going to look for a reason and find fault with Sanjay. Crimson Cure, later on this morning, my time, last night, you all's time, I found out, did a live with some people calling in about how women shame other women who can keep a man, why it's disgraceful and shameful amongst the hyenocracy to keep a man. I told you all, and Crimson Cure is saying the same thing, that they hate you so much that they consider it shameful to not be hateful towards you. Well, an accountability commentary said you never accept a reach back, and I understand why. She's flipping the script. She went back to him so that she could flip the script because he walked out on her because he was showing his boundaries. So she flipped the script. Let me come back. He took her back. Now she leaves. He dangerous. He abusive. I need custody. Now, they're not going to give her custody and let him off the hook for child support. It's not going to happen. What does that tell you? It would have been easier for her to go ahead and let him keep custody She pay him this exorbitant child support off of which he could live and take care of the baby. No, that's and even date someone. No. She ain't gonna go for that. She's refusing. She's like, no. I'm gonna be on the road and working everything else, but let me have custody. And he can only have because you see, that's a tactic. When you say that he's abusive in many states, what that does is it puts him at a severe disadvantage. Restraining orders work against the man. He has to pay, but he cannot access anything. So he has to pay the same bills, but he cannot access those things for which he pays the bills. He cannot even show up with an officer just to get his stuff that he needs to go live somewhere else. No, he has to pay the mortgage and rent, but he can't go there. He has to pay the cable and electricity, but he can't go there and watch the cable and sit up under the heater or the air conditioning. So he has to pay, but he cannot enjoy it. That is the beginning of it. I learned that from a Fulton County deputy, Muslim brother, years ago. Here's another reason I don't believe that he hit her. See, one reason I don't believe that he struck her was because, Shukran, Captain. I don't believe that he struck her because we don't expect to be able to do that and get away with it. He knows she's famous. He's kind of famous, but she's famous. You strike her, everybody's going to hear about it. That's one thing. Number two, here's the other thing. If he was abusive, she would have then struck him back and told everybody. Because frankly, let's call this what the F it is. Usually, with a few exceptions are out there, but usually African-American women are not afraid of light-skinned men, especially with loosely textured hair. They ain't the only ones, but they're some of the main ones that they're simply not afraid of a man based on that. Regardless of what her preference is, they do not fear any sort of men that have a somewhat ambiguous appearance unless those men are also very, very well. The Rock could intimidate a sister, and even then only so much. Mr. Jackson is probably not in any bad shape, but he ain't The Rock. So I'm pretty much saying, yeah, I know. I'm telling you all that I know how much he would have been able to get away with. Now, if he's excessively tall, maybe, but maybe not even then. She went back to him. You don't do that when an abusive man walks out on you. You don't go back to them unless you like the abuse. Well, she done already shown she's all kind of attitudinal and independent and boss chick and all that. She would have never stayed with an abusive man. That much we know. If I'm wrong about how much he could have possibly gotten away with abusing her just based on his phenotype, I damn sure ain't wrong about this. She's not the kind of woman that stays with an abusive man. She's lying. And I'm telling you, gentlemen, that's what's waiting on you. That's what's out there. There's not really anything else out there, nothing better than that. That's what's it. That's what's there for you. Waiting on you is just that abuse, nothing else. You don't have anything else waiting on you. You have just that and only that. The abuse. The lying. See, what she's doing is actually abusive. That's what I say. The abuse is what's waiting on you. This is another type of abuse. If a man looks like that struck a black woman, even if she started it, she would have hit back. A Western black woman can't learn a lesson for the most part because you strike her. She can provoke you, but she can't learn because you strike her. She learns when you leave her and replace her and get someone else. And if you don't get someone else, because most men won't, at least you leave her and you good. Ain't no way that man hit her and got away with it. If he did hit her, she hit him back and they're even. If he did, I don't think he did. Think about this. Nowadays, see, if the baby's 8 months old, that means that they conceived the baby 17 months ago. 17 months. At that point, the average black man knew about passport bros, SYSBM, all of that, right? What does that tell you? He would have known that he has access to women that you don't have to strike. Now, think about this. You, the regular, normal brother, that ain't plugged into celebrities like he is, are not going to make the choice to conceive and shoot the club up inside a woman that you got to strike to get your point across. You ain't going to do that. You're the normal, regular brothers. A lot of y'all are saying, I'm just not willing to. I'm not nutting up in these broads. I'm not sticking my thing in crazy. If I got to strike her, then the only way I'm sticking anything in her and then shooting the club up is if I done been snipped. That's the only way. You want us to believe that this guy did that, knowing what he knew. Let's keep in mind, by the time Kevin Samuels passed away, he was already famous, mainstream. I was hearing about him just walking around in 2021. That's actually the time that he broke into the mainstream. His fame went mainstream at that point. So with that being said, thank you all for listening. Salam alaikum. And I will get back to you all later on because my food just arrived. So as always, thank you for tuning in. I hope that this benefited somebody in real life. Black heart, black mind, black out. Assalamu alaikum. And as always, black, heterosexual, non-select male power just because Keke Palmer don't like it. And black patriarchy until extinction or judgment day. Thank you for flying again with me on Jet Black Airways, where jet black is also a verb. Keep jet black with me till the wings and the wheels fall off. And on your way out of the jet black aircraft, if you press that Cash App button, please do not put in any numbers that are going to be difficult for you later on. I made that mistake earlier. Gender, justice, forever.